Step 4, Use of Information. Let's review steps 1 through 3. Step 1, Task Definition. Read the assignment. Rewrite the assignment in your own words. Create a checklist of requirements and due dates. Write research questions. Use research questions to determine keywords. Step 2, Information Seeking Strategies. Make a list of all possible sources. Evaluate to determine best possible sources. Step 3, Locate and access information. Locate sources. Find information within sources. Step 4, Use of Information. The first thing you do in step 4 is to engage with the information. The second thing you do in step 4 is to extract relevant information. Let's break that down a little further. Engage in information. You should read, hear, view, touch for important information that will answer your research questions. And think about what you have read, heard, saw, and touched. So this is when you're actually looking at the sources that you have found. This is the point of your research project where you've decided on sources that you're going to use and you're engaging with that research. Next is extract relevant information. This is the hardest task for young writers. This is the moment or the section of the research project where students oftentimes can get in trouble for plagiarism because they don't extract the information in a way that makes it their own. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So how do you extract relevant information? You take notes using a graphic organizer. But you use your own words. You write down facts, keywords, and main ideas. You only write down what is important for your topic or that answers your research question. Do not copy whole sentences. Do not write your paper from the original sources. Write your paper from the notes that you take. Ask yourself, do you have enough information in your notes to write your rough draft using your notes only as a guide? And then record your resources on the Works Cited page, which we will be discussing next week. So why do students sometimes get in trouble for plagiarism at this point? Students sometimes get in trouble for plagiarism at this point because they extract a sentence or a group of sentences from the sources, and they do not change the words or the structure to make it their own writing. You aren't changing the facts, but you do have to change the words to make it your words and not the original author's words. You still have to cite that information because you got the information from a source. So sometimes students either don't do that or forget to do that or choose not to do that, and that's where plagiarism sometimes occurs. I caution you to be earnest in note-taking. It's a great skill that you need for all classes, and it's important that you know the difference between taking your own notes and simply copying the words of someone else. For our note-taking strategy, we're going to be using what I call the NPD model. So this is what you're going to use every time you find a source that you want to use in your paper. And this is how you're going to extract the information from the source to be able to use the information in your paper. What does NPD mean? It means notation, which is 3 to 5 bullet points from the source, maybe more depending on the length of the source. It means a paraphrase of the bullet points. And it means a documentation of the source, which again we're going to discuss next week. Let me show you what that looks like. This is the graphic organizer you are going to receive when you're note-taking for your research project. So it has a place for your name and what number source this is. So is it source 1, 2, 3, 4? What research question is this source answering? That will help you stay organized. That way you know you have maybe one source answering one question and another source answering a different question. Then you have a place on the left-hand side for your notation. That's your bullet points. And then on the right-hand side, you have a section for your paraphrase of those bullet points. This will allow me to see how you transferred the words from the original to your own so that we make sure you're not plagiarizing. And then it also has a section for documentation. So this is where you're going to write the works cited entry once we learn how to do that.